Welcome back, Revved Up Rebel Nation, to another episode of Revved Up with Ram Thorburn. I apologize for the delay. I had a couple technical difficulties getting started here, but we are back and we have a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot more of that Clown World commentary because, man, that libs of TikTok is that is a gold mine for content. If you guys will give me just a second here while I get my bearings. I had to fix a few things leading into this. I wasn't able to get the stream going. Had to delete the original stream and get back in here. So give me just a minute while I get this going. Who do we have in here? The doll huck. All the boomerisms today. Yes. Well, I am definitely feeling like a boomer now, having to troubleshoot all of this technical internet mumbo jumbo getting this up. So, yeah, I'm definitely feeling like a boomer right now. So, let's see. Who else do we have in here? Looks like we got a few people in here. Welcome back to the show. I do have some sad news. A good friend of mine, he was actually here in the chat recently, was just shot and killed Friday. He was his first time coming into the show just last week. If you guys remember, Frank White came in here and said, came to say what's up, was checking out my show for the first time, and he's an old buddy of mine. He was shot and killed Friday, so I've been it's been a sad time. So rest in peace to him. He will be sorely missed. Anyways, Robert Whaley, what is up? Good to have you back in here, Raw Dog. Good to have you in here. Let's give everybody a few minutes to come in here because the initial stream that I had, was supposed to go live. I wasn't able to get going live because of some technical difficulties, which, all the boomerisms, as the doll huck says. So, anyways, how is everybody else doing in here today? We've got some interesting news coming both in the audit process. It's not just Arizona now. It is also my home state of Georgia. We have some very interesting stuff coming in with the COVID origin stories, which we've been getting banned off of social media for talking about, and it's now coming out that it seems like there's been some cover-up going on. Robert Whaley says, "Oh man, sorry for your loss. My condolences." Yeah, he was a good dude, and like I said, he was just here in the stream for the first time just last week. He went by the name Frank White in here. His real name was Hassan, but he was a good dude. It was good to have him in here, but yeah, it's very, very tragic. And I mean, he was in a bar and somebody shot him on the patio of the bar. So absolutely heartbreaking. Randy Mosh says, have you seen the Powerpuff Girls script? No. They're making a Powerpuff Girls movie? Where would I have seen the script? Now, first of all, I wouldn't have even known that they were making a Powerpuff Girls movie. I know I've worked in the film industry for a long time, but I'm kind of walking away from that whole industry. It's all gone the way of the woke buffalo, so I am, losing my faith in ever finding a real footing in that business. But if you know anybody who's producing some of that flame-throwing, incendiary, dragon energy content that we spit here at Revved Up, well, then let them know, because I do have some content ready to go. But no, I have not seen that Powerpuff script. What am I missing or not missing out on? We got Maintenance Man in here. Yes, sorry to hear that. Rest in peace. Yes, rest in peace to my buddies. Deborah Ellis is in here. Deborah, good to have you back in here. We have not seen you in here in a long time, and you have been missed sorely too. So probably try to give people a couple more minutes to get in here, just because like I said, I had to cancel this scheduled stream and just go live off the cuff. So Tracy James is back in here. Yes, I figured you would be back in here, Tracy. I figured you were probably in there. I was just explaining a minute ago, I was having some technical difficulties getting the stream started. It was giving me some error message, so I had to delete the scheduled stream and go forward with just going live off the cuff. I just want to make sure that I have everything set up in here. I've got the thumbnail and all that stuff good to go, because I had to do it all on the fly. So let me give me just a moment here to check and make sure that everything is good before we get going here. Gareth Hasty says, "Yeah, I know a few people." Yep, I've got some content, but it wasn't getting a whole lot of traction in Hollywood because I have that wrongthink. I have that anti-Orwellian wrongthink, and they have that Orwellian doublespeak and doublethink that they like to push upon the masses, and I do not play that game, unfortunately, for my pockets. Does not work out for me. Also got a little bit of a... as you guys know, I was working at a college, and I got suspended when they found out about this channel. I can't talk too much about it, but they sent me their charge packet against me, 337 pages. Oh, somebody hates Ram Thorburn. Somebody does not want Ram Thorburn in the world of academia, and we are going to have some fun with this. If they think that they can send me 337 pages and intimidate me, fuck no. Fuck no. But again, I cannot talk very much about that. It's just absolutely insane, the levels that they are going to try to silence me and to, I hate to say that because I hate using the term cancel culture, but to cancel me. And of course, their standards are not the American 1776 standards. Their standards are the neo-Marxist cultural indoctrination, critical race theory, critical gender theory, all of those critical theories. And we all know that Karl Marx once said that everything that exists deserves to be harshly criticized. And that is where you get all of this critical theory that breaks down into postmodernism, postmodernist academic culture, postmodernist academic theory. So it's absolutely insane. We will be fighting that. We will not be taking this lying down. We will have to see how it all plays out. I cannot tell you guys too terribly much right now, even though it is one of the hardest things for me to not sit here and just go off on all of the details about what's going on. Let's see. Robert Whaley says, Davis and Love have a new music video on YouTube called Wild Man. Great video. Yes, they just came out with a new album today. I forget the name of the album. I haven't checked out the music video yet. He was actually hoping I'd be able to come back and shoot it, but that wasn't able to work out. So I got to go check out that music video. Hell, maybe we can play it on here. I talked to Nate and was talking about having him on the show here, so I'm sure he would not mind us playing that. So while I fix a couple things, maybe we will go ahead and play that video. Hold on. Robert Whaley says, only a Mandarin. John Cena can't CCP me. That is actually in my docket. I'm going to be playing that video of John Cena, the big bad man himself, getting on his knees and sucking that Chinese dick. Because that's what alphas in America do today. What? No. Absolutely pathetic. JG Mopar says, I'm back and you are on time this week. Very impressed. Randy Marsh. God, I love the name Randy Marsh too. That's awesome. Randy fucking Marsh. I love it. The pretty much did the race swap like the new Batman they put out and turned kindergartens into 20-year-old sluts. What? So they got so much outrage they're rewriting it. Yes. That is starting to happen. That's one of the things we're going to be talking about with this critical race theory in education today, is that the pushback from us based Americans is actually starting to work. We're getting results. We are coming back with a vengeance. We're taking America the fuck back. Gareth Hasty says, Hollywood is on life support anyway. Patriotic films are the future. Yes, I could see that being the case. Deborah Ellis says, cancel culture, you called it. Yes. But, I have been taking issue recently with the whole terminology of cancel culture because there was actually an interesting article. I took it out of today's program because it just got to be, I had so much to talk about, it got extraneous. But, I am done using the term cancel culture, as I've said on this channel, because the issue isn't cancel culture. We have always had some sort of standards in this society in which, if you back in the 50s, if you were a communist, you were canceled out of Hollywood. Well, now it's the communists controlling the standards. So it isn't cancel culture that's the problem. It is the standards that are run in our society. I got no goddamn problem with communists being canceled out of our culture because communists are ideological enemies to this country. They are, by nature, treasonous to the founding of this country. When you push for communist, socialist, Marxist principles, Marxist ideologies, you are pushing for an ideology that cannot coexist with the founding principles of freedom and liberty. So Tracy James says, my 7-year-old cousin Teddy is going to be a great future patriotic Republican. Excellent, excellent. Good buddy of mine was talking about how his like 14-year-old nephew is like always on social media posting pro-Trump and conservative stuff. I'm like, man, this next generation, they are going to come out based as fuck because they're going to see how all of this liberalism, all of this stuff has rotted out their parents' brains, and the new rebellion, the new counterculture is us. It is us based American patriots. We are pushing back against the cultural, institutional, hegemonic powers every damn day. We are the ones that are taking the brunt of all of their force, all of the malevolence that they push forth to their opposition. We are the ones taking the brunt of that, and we're the ones that are going to come out on the other side of this looking like goddamn heroes. So, it's awesome. It's good to see. But since we do need to spend some time mocking the absolute clown world of the left, and, it seems like every damn day they give us some new thing to talk about when it comes to transgenderism and little children. Deborah Ellis says, if you don't fit their narrative, you are going to get the axe. Yeah, and at the end of the day, though, that's not the problem. It's that it's their narrative. It's that it's a communist narrative. It's that it is a neo-Marxist narrative. I'm perfectly fine with it being the 1776 American narrative and giving the communists the axe. The only mistake that Joseph McCarthy made was that he quit. Tessian Rousseau is in here. What is up? Good to have you back in here from Romania. That is right. We are no longer just the Revved Up Rebel Nation. We are Revved Up Rebel Internationals. Yes, we are the internationals now. This show has gone world fucking wide. You cannot stop this energy. I'm sure, out there in Eastern Europe, we got our based allies out there. We got Poland and Hungary that are out there fighting that battle, fighting against the European Union and all of the globalists out there. We've got that nationalistic fervor going, not just in America, but also in parts of Europe, and those places are going to be the future of Europe. Those are going to be the places where everyone wants to go. They're going to be the Americas of Europe. JG Mopar says, my wife's niece has been brainwashed into a little God-hating commie. Ooh, pretty sad. I hope I can red pill her to the good side. I mean, that's tough. That's tough. The way this Marxist communist subversion works is it rots out the brain. It is like funneling termites into your ears and just letting them chew away at your brain. The synapses no longer snap. It is like it's like a prion disease almost, where it ruins your ability to think, and it just eats away at the host until they wither into a husk of their former selves. Randy Marsh says, am I the only one that thought South Park got it right with the vaccine special? Patriots and undefended cops should take to the schools and educate the young against the socialist attack on America. South Park almost always gets it right. And South Park almost always gets it right. And Randy Marsh, I'm pretty sure I see you on the Salty Cracker live streams too. So we would like to welcome some of the Salty Army in here too. I know I've heard JG Mopar over on those Salty Cracker streams. So we need to form a strong alliance between the Revved Up Rebel Nation and the Salty Army and stand lockstep together, because I'm loving what he's doing over there. Barracuda is in here. Welcome back, Barracuda. Says, like the Wrath of Khan. Yes, like the Wrath of Khan. Tessian says, if I ever fix my sleeping patterns, I'll stop watching your show live. It's 3 a.m. here. Holy shit. Well, thank you so much for joining. Man, that must mean it's 5 a.m. when we're done. Well, as I'm sure it's not good for you, I hope you get your sleeping patterns where they are best suited for your life. But if you are no longer in here live, you will be missed. We love having you in here, Tessian. Let's see. JG Mopar says, "Ree." Chase Winsell says, "Ree." Yes. We are, Pastor Shadowley does those after party streams. We're on his own channel. I wish I had come up with that idea myself. I try to stream on the days when Salty Cracker is not streaming. He just goes in and just streams right after. So, yes, we are back every day. We are going to have fucking dusk till dawn coverage of based people streaming. Anytime you want, you can get online and stream somebody coming out here and fighting for America, fighting against these communist fucks. That is the way we want things to be. But I'm trying not to step on people's toes. I'm trying not to fight certain people for audience, or not fight people for audience, but compete with people for audience. There is enough audience to go around to share, and we are all thirsty for this incendiary, pro-America patriotic content. Great to see. Great to see. But anyways, as I was saying a minute ago, these clown world motherfuckers are always giving us something to talk about when it comes to little kids and transgenderism, because they continue to push this ideology on those who are incapable of defending themselves from the influence, and it's the parents. It's child abuse. So we have this, and a lot from Libs of TikTok, because that has become my new favorite favorite thread to follow, is the Libs of TikTok. We're going to be seeing quite a lot of that on this channel here. And I noticed Paul Joseph Watson also found this, because he put out a video that was basically all of the videos that I showed in the last stream. So anyways, let's go ahead and play this. It says, my son, who is transgender, transition day, advised by his doctor and psychologist, part 1. Advised by doctors and psychologists. Those doctors and psychologists need to lose their license and likely be put away in prison for child abuse. Oh, we got Apollo Man in here. You're the new Salty on YouTube, Ram. Revved up Rebels. Yes. Hey, I just wish I could get some of that audience that Salty has, man. I would love to be able to get those numbers, but good for him. Good for him. I love watching his show, and I love seeing him grow. Let's get that Revved Up Rebel Nation growing. Let's get this channel to 2,000 subscribers. So make sure you share this content. Make sure you tell people about the Revved Up Rebel Nation. I got to get some t-shirts printed up for the Revved Up Rebel Nation so you can walk out in the world and let people know who the fuck you are. Anyways, let's get to this video.
I'm a boy.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm gonna mess your hair. Okay, I'm gonna cut it off, okay?
Okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, cut it. Cut it. Cut it.
Okay, I'm gonna cut it off now. Are you sure?
Yeah.
You're not gonna be sad if your hair's gone? Are you sure you want short hair?
Uh-huh. Like a little hair.
Like fuzzies?
Yep. Look, all of them.
This is really hard for mommy to do, honey.
You can see they're referring to him as he.
I'm gonna miss your long, pretty hair. But are you gonna be so happy
He
with short
knows
hair?
I am very sorry. This is.
Are you sure you want short hair?
Yeah.
You're not gonna have long hair like Queen. Do you understand?
So they're doing the ritual hair cutting of the girl to boy in a 5-year-old's transition. A fucking 5-year-old. Now I got to be careful. I'm trying not to play audio on ones that have songs on them so that I don't get copyright striked. But I got one of my channel strikes that are disappearing tomorrow. So I'll be down to only one channel strike after tomorrow. I somehow keep slipping through the cracks for the most part. I seem to be doing a little bit better than some of these channels that seem to be getting struck down all the damn time. I have no idea how I'm still on this fucking channel or on this fucking platform. But, we are persisting. But anyways, this is the follow-up to that. And so there's not going to be any audio because of the music in it, but you can still see here. That you can see the before, seeing himself match his gender for the first time. His dad coming home and meeting his son for the first time. Our job is to love and support. No, that is not your job as a parent. Your job is not to love and support. It is to guide and give wisdom and understanding to your children. Your job is not to just sit there and say, whatever my 5-year-old wants is right. Whatever my 5-year-old thinks is right. No, you are the parents. You are supposed to give them guidance and help walk them through all of the calamity of this world, including abusive assholes that will try to tell you that just because you're a tom girl, you're a tomboy, you're actually a boy. Jesus. He has never regretted his transition. He's so happy. He has never regretted his transition. He's still 5. He's still 5 years old. He's still a kid who doesn't even really know what gender is. That kid is going to wake up one day. He is going to be 18 years old, or actually no, it's probably not going to be 18, because I guarantee you that these parents are going to put that girl on some hormone suppression therapy, inject them with a bunch of hormones for men. It's going to be absolutely I mean, they're going to fuck this kid up, and this kid is going to be a suicidal mess by the time they would normally be reaching puberty. Of course, their puberty will be blocked. Absolutely nuts. So before, you were always our son. I mean, wow. No, that was your daughter. That was your daughter. And because you are an abusive parent, it is no longer your... I don't know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Barracuda says, is the doctor supposed to put both hands on your shoulders during a prostate exam? Holy shit. Holy shit. That is foul. That's funny, though. JG Mopar says, I try and share your channel on other channels and to spread the word. I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. That is needed to get the word out. That is very, very needed. Robert Whaley says, when I was 5, I cut my own hair so I could be the Hulk. Yeah, I know. I thought I was a pirate one day. Then I thought I was, a G.I. Joe or whatever. I mean, I probably thought I was a dinosaur one day. Gareth Hasty says, stream on YouTube, then take the video down afterwards and upload it to Rumble. Share the Rumble link on Telegram. That's how people are getting around being canceled. Well, I mean, somehow I don't like Rumble that much. I've been on Odyssey. I do upload my stuff to Rumble, but I am pushing Odyssey more than anything. I've been having trouble doing uploads on BitChute. I do like BitChute, but as I've said multiple times on here, every time I try to upload a stream, the video just gets caught in process purgatory. So, and I know there were some people that followed my my Odyssey account. I actually had to delete the original one because when I ported all of my YouTube videos over onto my Odyssey account, for some reason it created a separate channel, and I wanted to merge them together. But so I deleted the one that only had a couple videos up, and then put up the new one that has all of my YouTube channel ported over to it. And Odyssey is working like a fucking charm. When I do a stream on here, it's only a matter of time before it just automatically goes up onto Odyssey. So I'm really liking Odyssey. So if you did follow me over on Odyssey, please go back over there. Make sure you're still following me. I might need to fix that link down in my description because that might have been to the other Odyssey channel. But anyways, guys, JG Mopar says, I'm glad I had a father that was a real man and taught me to be a man. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a problem with a lot of this is lack of father figures and lack of strong fathers. You got fathers that actually buy into this nonsense, and any strong man should be based. They should know that you cannot take your little girl or your little boy, pump them full of hormone drugs, and change their genders. Any man who does that is no man in my book. Not at all. And we still, because they're always trying to get them young. We got this. This is disgusting. Take the kids away from these deranged parents. And you have this little toddler here, which for some reason the toddler is wearing a helmet. Or like a half helmet at a drag show. Waving money around. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. For one, what is with the helmet on the little kid? What is with the helmet? I mean, is that how protectionist parents are getting these days, where they put helmets on their little toddlers so that, if they're, getting their first walks in, they don't fall over and hit their head? Man, that's part of growing up. You're just learning to walk. You're going to fall down. I don't know what the hell is going on with that, but then they are sitting there waving their little toddler at this drag queen, having the little toddler wave money around. So by the time this kid is 2 years old, he is going to know how to work his way around a gay strip club. Great. That is exactly what we need for our fucking society. Now this isn't as damaging, but it is equally as insane. It says, Lex had a pronoun party tonight. They had a pronoun party for their cat. Well, I need to... So, They put the pronouns out and had the cat select their pronouns because this cat knows how to read. Because this cat knows, oh, now we got a queer cat. Now we got a queer cat. These people are insane. And I get, they probably think, they're probably doing this as some sort of like joke. I mean, no, they don't think that the cat can read or anything like that. But the fact that you would actually do this and post this on video or post this on social media is a psychosis in and of itself. You don't actually have to believe that the cat can read and is actually picking their pronouns. But to even do this, to even have the idea, to take the time to get those different cards, write those different pronouns on it, film it, and then upload it onto TikTok, just shows how fucking far gone you are mentally. No hope left for you. No hope. Oh my God, this one right here. Ooh. Anybody remember those My Buddy dolls when you were a kid? I don't know how old some of you guys were, but we had My Buddy and Kid Sister when we were kids. Well, now there is My Bernie.
My Bernie, my Bernie, wherever I go, he goes. My Bernie, my Bernie, he'll teach me everything that he knows. My Bernie and me, like never meant my Bernie and me, we're the best friends that could be. My Bernie, my Bernie, my Bernie and me.
My Bernie. From Fat.
A join the action figure. Oh my fucking God. Remember on the last stream, that person had their Anthony Fauci action figure that they were clutching as they got their shot with the removable mask. What is with these lefties and needing toys, action figures for their leftist ideological leaders? What is this? I mean, it's pathetic. It's the weakest, saddest, most pathetic thing. I mean, honestly, I can't even say it's the weakest, saddest, and most pathetic. I mean, they give us new stuff that tops the chart seemingly every fucking day. But absolutely, My Bernie action figures. Jesus Christ. Barracuda says the helmet is to protect them from the man boobs. Oh my God. You might be right. Tracy James says morons. Yeah, exactly. JG Mopar says my cat is a base Trump supporter and super straight. Yes. Yes. Let's get all of our pets to go vote Trump 2024. I mean, hell, if the Democrats can get the dead to vote, why can we not get our pets to vote, right? If they can get all of these people who do not actually exist to vote, well, we can at least get animals that do exist to vote for us, right? That makes sense. Randy Marsh says, and libtards wonder why their kids grow up to hate them. Most of them don't even have kids. That's the funny thing. Most of them are either in some fucking, I don't know. Most of these men probably don't actually bang their wives. They just sit back and watch other men do that job for them, and then they raise some ethnically diverse kid from their all-white marriage. You know, it's absolutely. Oh God, it's so sad. It's an entire cucked ideology. I mean, if you are a man and you are in that leftist world, holy shit, you are a cucked, weak, smooth-brained asshole. Deborah Ellis says, now I don't know what to get you for Christmas. I only have the Bernie Sanders action figure, Deborah. I still need the Dr. Anthony Fauci action figure with the removable mask. It's even cooler than G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip is Anthony Fauci with the removable mask. That is all I want for Christmas. Yes, exactly. In fact, I don't know. Maybe if you guys all chip in together, you guys can get me an Ayanna Presley, you guys can get me a Rashida Tlaib, an Ilhan Omar, an AOC, and I can have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Squad action figures all sitting on my desk. I'll put them right back here, right next to my Chipper Jones memorabilia. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, joke's gone too far. Joke's gone too fucking far. Now, of course, this is just more of that standard leftist cringe where they have to do the clap between everything. Now, I know this wasn't them that did that, but
Let's address this white fragility mess.
Anybody else notice how they always do these fast zooms and get super serious whenever they want to make a point. That one chick that from the last video that was talking about how what was it? She was saying how people who wear masks should die, and she did that zoom in and did it again. Okay, then die. Let's see it. And they always do this where they do this zoom in and get super serious.
This white fragility mess. Today we're going to talk about tone policing. First, let's ask this. What is tone policing? Tone policing is when someone tries to diminish the validity or importance of a statement by attacking the tone in which it is said rather than the message itself.
Listen, bitch, I don't like your tone of voice right now. You're getting a little sharp with us. I don't. Let me mansplain to you why tone actually matters. Let me mansplain this one to you, woman. So sit down, go make me a sandwich, and when you get back, we will have this discussion.
White people tend to tone police people of color because they like to avoid conversations about racial issues that make them feel uncomfortable or ashamed about the system that they benefit from.
Look at that. That Psychology 101 college freshman has figured out totally why we don't like to have these uncomfortable conversations that scare us. Or maybe it's just the fact that we actually know a little bit more about how this country works and how race relations have worked in this country, and we've lived through a time when race relations were really good, and it has only gotten worse as people like you. And you want to talk about white fragility mess? White fragility is feeling that you owe something to somebody because of your skin color. It would also be the same if you thought that somebody owed you something because of somebody's skin color. That is white fragility. White fragility is not being based and understanding that all men are created equal and living in a society based on meritocratic principles. No. Fragility is looking at your race as if it means anything. It does not. Let's see. Robert Whaley says, I know Bernie Sanders is taking part in capitalism. Oh, yeah. He made $2 million selling that book of his. And then when somebody asks him about it, like, do you feel hypocritical making $2 million partaking in capitalism? He's like, well, when you write a book and it sells over 1 million copies, when you reach the New York Times bestsellers, then you too can make $1 million. It's like, yes, Bernie, that's called capitalism. That's called everything that you have stood against your entire fucking career, and here you are engaging in it because you are a grifter. You are a hypocrite. You only were a Marxist and a communist because you never wanted to actually have to earn money. You have never held down a job. Hell, you got kicked out of a fucking commune for being too lazy and distracting all the other people in the commune from being able to do any fucking work. The only reason that you have been able to live as a communist is because you have been a government employee since you were fucking 30. Tracy James says, hey, Ram, I'm gonna get you the complete starter set of Pelosi, Maxine, Camel Toe, and your fave Circleback Girl. Chase Winslow says, make them voodoo dolls. Yes. I'll just be sticking pins in them and hoping that whenever Jen Psaki's on camera, I'll just be sitting there with a Jen Psaki voodoo doll poking holes into it, seeing if she flinches on camera as I do it. That would be fucking awesome. JG Mopar says, look like she made it to the last branch of the ugly tree. Looks like she got caught on that fucker. And couldn't even hit the ground. Robert Whaley says, what caveman did she steal that forehead from? She does kind of look like the caveman from the old Geico commercials. Just needs a little bit of patches of hair on the chin or whatever, or on the cheeks or whatever. That would actually be a pretty accurate representation. Randy Marr says she identifies as a psychologist today. Yes. Well, I'm sure she does. I'm sure she once took a class in 8th grade where she learned the term passive aggressive behavior, and now she knows everything about being a person, everything about those brain functions. Robert Whaley says, Bernie is a career welfare recipient. Exactly. When if you spent your entire life in government, then you essentially are a career welfare recipient. I mean, Joe Biden, another career welfare recipient, because he has been living his entire career on our dime, on our pay. And now we got this fucking bitch. Now, this is not this dude. She's referencing this. I'm just gonna shut the fuck up and play this.
Going pitter patter. I feel sick like a quick.
Sorry, but former white supremacists don't get to decide whether or not they are reformed. Being reformed
Okay,
takes a
so to start out, anybody who supported Trump formerly is a white supremacist, according to this. I swear, why do leftist chicks try to make themselves as ugly as possible? It's like they go out of their way to make themselves unattractive. But so she's already made the assumption that anybody who once supported Trump has to be a white supremacist.
reformed. Being reformed takes a lifetime of work, unlearning, and giving back to the communities you harmed.
Who is to say that that person harmed any communities? He voted for Trump in 2016, and it takes a lifetime of work to reform. See, this is another part of the leftist standard. Have you ever noticed how if anybody ever comes out and apologizes for something that the left says they did wrong, the apology is never accepted. It is just it is just coming in, putting in your guilty plea, and being given your life sentence, which, as she just said, a lifetime reform is a lifetime of work, giving back to the communities you harmed. That is a life sentence. You are predetermined. You are prejudged. It is over for you.
Unlearning and giving back to the communities you harmed. Making a quirky TikTok where you admitted to supporting a white supremacist isn't cute.
Again, Trump's not a white supremacist.
You are not reformed just because your politics change. I'm tired.
Well, I mean, if a Marxist, who I think is an actual form of evil over a pro-America Trump supporter, was to come out of their Marxist slumber and start saying, hey, I had this wrong, I would not hold them forever responsible for their past ideology and their past mistakes. When you wake up and you understand that you were wrong about things, that it's time to give somebody credit for growth. But these leftists, they always have to have their pound of flesh. They always have to stick that knife in you and twist it and never let you get into it. Now, of course, we don't want to have any sort of sense of reform in the eyes of these fucking lefties. Fuck them. But you get the point that I'm making.
Reformed just because your politics change. I'm tired of marginalized communities constantly voicing concern for safety just because liberals are so quick to welcome back reformed conservatives into the fold of leftism without actually understanding what reform looks like.
Because this woman herself gets to define what reform looks like. This woman by herself gets to set the standard, and the rest of you have to fucking go with it. You have to go with it. And reformed conservatives, you mean based conservatives. It is the fucking communists that need reformation. Or if you don't want to reform, get the fuck out of this country. We will put you up onto a ship, and we will send you off to the old bunkers of Antarctica.
White liberals will literally...
J.G. Mopar says liberal tolerance. Exactly. Liberal tolerance at its finest.
pat former Nazis on the back simply for not believing that marginalized people should die anymore.
First of all, who the hell is saying that marginalized people should die? That is never a contention of any conservative that you have ever met. And you talk about Nazis, well, you're George Soros, who backs all of your leftist ideology, backs all of your leftist non-governmental organizations, has literally been working, well, he worked with the actual Nazis back when he was a kid, worked with the damn Jew hunters, and now he is actually working with the neo-Nazi party that is trying to get rid of Viktor Orban in Hungary. So, look at those bug eyes. They always got these crazy fucking eyes, too. They always got these crazy... Sensei of Song just said meth eyes on here, too, by the way. Sensei of Song, I think you're new here. Welcome to the fucking channel. Welcome to the Revved Up Rebel Nation. We are in the middle of our Clown World commentary, and they give us plenty to talk about. And what would this show be if I wasn't constantly having to live edit my screen here? Let's see. J.G. Mopar says, how do they get this shit in their heads? People like that girl are dangerous lunatics. Yes. They think that they are the sole arbiters of any of good in this world. They think they are the sole arbiters of morality, and they will exact their vengeance upon thee with furious anger, like fucking Pulp Fiction.
It's beyond the bare minimum. Should not be expected to be nice to these people at all.
Does that mean we should not be expected to be nice to you? Because I'll slap a hoe right now. I will fucking slap a hoe. Yeah. Jesus Christ, knock the goddamn glasses off you stupid bitch.
Kindness towards people who had bigoted phases in their life is not owed nor expected. I will never.
Well, neither is kindness towards people who had communist phases in their lives. So, backhand. Get the rings. To the moon.
Applaud someone for no longer wanting me dead. It's this kind of complacency that radicalizes people in the first place.
Wait, hold on. Complacency radicalizes people? Isn't complacency sort of a lack of caring? It's sort of an apathy. Complacency is an apathy. How does complacency radicalize anybody? It is a zealous fervor like what you are portraying right here in this video that is the way you radicalize people. Sensei of Song says, is Ram Thorburn gonna have to choke a bitch? Ram Thorburn might have to choke a bitch. Let's see. Sensei of Song says, hi Ram, Salty Army members said to check you out. One guy said that I remind him of you. I was like, gotta check him out. Yes. Well, welcome here. Good. Oh, I was just talking about the Salty Army a minute ago. We are looking for an alliance, a brothers in arms between the Revved Up Rebel Nation and the Salty Army, because I do love what Salty Cracker does. I am on a lot of his live streams too. I think I've had a couple things read out loud on his channel. Oh yeah, I was on his channel one time and he was talking about the Marxists, so I sent it a super chat and I said, what did I say? It was something along the lines of. These Marxists don't have any idea what tree they're barking up. Push comes to shove. We're going to handle these pussies rougher than sandpaper tampons. They're in for a rude fucking awakening. JG Mopar says, I bet she hates white people but thinks she isn't a racist. The left is inherently racist. Yes, the left is absolutely inherently racist. Whenever the left focuses, whenever anybody focuses their worldview around racial identitarianism, you are going to end up with racist results. I mean, that is some 2 + 2 = 4 shit. But hold on. Did I speak too fucking fast? Because we've already seen on Twitter that they don't even believe that 2 + 2 = 4. They can rationalize saying that 2 + 2 = 5 because these people are fucking brain dead. Sensei of Song says, Salty is great. I often share my rock music on there. Or on Mick Higgin, Pastor Chatelet's D-Live. Nice. I do not fuck with D-Live because they are a Chinese-owned company, and I try to do everything I can to minimize the Chinese influence of my life because my name is Ram Thorburn, not John fucking Cena, which we'll get to that in a minute. Anyways, let's see. Any more from this bitch?
You can't just say, hey, I'm no longer a white supremacist. Please be nice to me. That's not how it works.
Well, we'll remember that when all of a sudden communists are when we go back to 1950 and we become a fucking nation of Joseph McCarthy's, we're going to fucking remember you said that, and we are going to give you the exact same standards that you give us. We are going to apply that, maybe with a little bit more vengeance, maybe we'll apply it tenfold. Robert Whaley says, D-Live is ass-ho. Yes, they are. I'm waiting for, Gab TV and some of these other places to get their live streaming up. But right now, just about all of my just about all of my following is here on YouTube because I don't know. I guess I didn't do a great. I was having trouble building up on the alternative platforms for some reason. YouTube was where I got the most growth. Oddly enough, but there are links in the description to my other channels. I gotta check and make sure that the Odyssey link is working because I did have to delete one channel when I merged it with my YouTube stuff. But make sure you follow me on Odyssey because that is going to be my primary place. I wish it could be BitChute, but that process purgatory every time I upload a video does not work for me. So, this man says, China is asshole. Donald Trump, do not trust China. China is asshole. God, I fucking love that clip. That clip is absolute gold. It will never get old. Neither will laughing at these crying little bitches. This girl here, she probably has a lap full of onions that she held up to her nose before recording this. Says, I hope you feel this video in your soul. Guys, when I play this video, if you do not feel this in your soul, you are a racist, bigot, homophobe, germaphobe, transphobe. You are every ism and phobe ever. You gotta feel this in your fucking soul.
Fries because I wanted to buy some poster board in case we decided to go stand on some corners, and I couldn't go to self-checkout because all my poster boards didn't have barcodes, so I decided to wait in line, and just so happened to be a black lady, and she looks at me and she says, I know where you're going and I appreciate it, and I said, you shouldn't have to, and, you know, we shared our kind words, and she's like, I'm gonna cry, you give me chills, but be safe. And I'm like, you shouldn't tell me to be safe. You need to be safe every day of your life. I just...
She had an interaction with a black woman buying poster board to go to a protest, and that just a basic, hey, thanks for going out there, be safe, brought this bitch to tears. These people are broken. These people are absolute shells of human beings. If that affects you to that level, you need to toughen up. So when you say, I hope you feel this video in your soul, I hope you feel this backhand across your face just to toughen you up, bitch. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. We need to start bringing back those 50s movies. Psh, psh. you know, when they start acting up, you gotta, come to your senses. Come to your senses, gal. Robert Whaley says, I'm a ginger. I have no soul. Well, I'm a Viking. We stole all of the pretty ginger ladies from Ireland back in the day. So, sorry about that. We probably took the souls with you guys at that time. That's probably when it happened. Sensei of Song says, I have my music up on BitChute. I self-yeeted a decade of my music since YouTube hit me for having an American flag in one of my videos. I said, holy shit. What is your YouTube channel? Let's give you a little promote, or not your what is your BitChute channel? Let people go look you up and check out your music. I want to hear that shit. I want to hear some of that music, some of that based patriot music. Anybody heard anybody? I know everybody knows about Tom McDonald, but if you guys haven't seen that Burden and Mises track, Riot for Me, that shit is dope as fuck. I actually need to do a music video reaction to it. I haven't done a video reaction in a long time. I really want to do one for that song, but go check out Burden featuring Mises, Riot for Me. That shit is fucking banging. Let's see, all my favorites, all my songs snag up on a playback on Odyssey. But I'm there too, bro. Give us your channel name, and I'll shout you out here. Let everybody go check you out. Robert Whaley says, "Be right back. I need a tissue after watching this." I know, it's a real tearjerker. She actually had to stand in line next to a black woman and share a moment. She's actually probably crying because she just found actually interacting with a black person to be the most terrifying thing she's ever experienced. That's probably what's really going on here. And, you know, most of these people are racists who are saddled with guilt from their racism. That is where the real white fragility lies. Tracy James says, I broke my arm at 4 years old and never cried. Yeah, dude, I went down on my Harley one time. I'm pretty sure I just busted my hip in about 8 different places, actually broke my hip bone, and I just walked that motherfucker off because that's what we do around here. Randy Mars says, I hate the left. They founded the KKK, started segregation, enforced Jim Crow laws, and now they teach critical race theory, all with the same views, just under a new name. Yes. It's subversion. That's how they always work. They're never honest about what they actually believe in. They find ways to dress it up. They put sprinkles on a turd and call it a cupcake. That is what they do. Sensei of Song says, skull. Yes, that is the Viking cheers right there. Skull, everybody. JG Mopar says, doctors smoking cigarettes and backhands in the 50s movies. Yes, let's bring that shit back. Bring that shit back. Sensei of Song says, I have a great one called Born to Kick Some Ass. No video for it yet. I like the name of that song. Born to Kick Some Ass. Randy Marsh says, Burden better than Kevin Gates, 100%. I know the name Kevin Gates. I don't know any of his music. Where is Since I'm I'm trying to find your what's your tell me your channel name. Tell me your channel name, not just song names, so that people can go and follow you. Maintenance Man says, I had to water the garden, food, and marijuana. I installed speakers outside so I could hear the show. That's what we do. Yes, I love it. Love it. Barracuda says, I saw a black lady today, and now I must virtue queef. Barracuda, if I get banned from YouTube, it's probably going to be because of you. I love you, buddy, but holy shit. I love it, though. Keep it up, because we do not self-censor here at Revved Up. We sit here and we say whatever the fuck we want, and if YouTube doesn't like it, you can give us the axe, and we'll just go the fuck elsewhere. At Ram Thorburn, I can send you the MP3 or way via Telegram. Okay, sure. Yeah. Go ahead and send it to me. I think you can find me just at Ram Thorburn on Telegram. So you can look me up on there and send it over. That'd be cool. I'll check it out. Oh my god. All right. So we've gone over all of the cringe songs that the left do, but it seems like they are turning this into... The left is becoming a cringe song factory, and this might be the worst of all of them yet.
You can call me the vaccine slut. Yeah. Take the needle and stick it in my butt. Put the health juice in the eye, cause I like not to die. VACCINE. Come get immunized with me. Get vaccinated, y'all.
Hello. Ooh. Ah. Call you the vaccine slut. No, thank you. I don't need no beached whales being sluts over here on my channel. Fuck you. I will make a tribute channel. I will make you a tribute channel, my dude. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah. Oh my god. This... All right, I'm... Yeah, Randy Mars says I have AIDS now. You probably do. From sticking that needle in the vaccine slut's butt. Maintenance Man says, what the fuck? I know. You're probably out there on your patio, sitting there drinking a beer, talking to a neighbor, and all of a sudden that music kicks in. Your neighbor's like, what the fuck are you listening to? Oh my god. Says Tracy James says, Ram, I will need a long vacay with a nice shiny silver buckled jacket. I know. Padded rooms for all, right? Padded rooms. Just to keep us safe. Just to keep us safe from these leftists. Now, you know what? We're not gonna fall on that grenade. Let's throw them in the fucking at Sensei of Song, Sub Don Odyssey. Nice. I'll have to check that out too once I'm off the stream here. Now, more of these cringe songs. This chick put out 3 of them. This chick put out 3 of these songs, and
This case has gone from civil to criminal. This case is getting criminal. Can't tell the criminal bitch ain't gonna let you off. Crap, I think you're pretty far. This case is...
The worst is when you see a chick that actually looks pretty good. That girl seems like she can actually sing. She looks pretty good, and then she goes and does this shit. I don't care how fucking hot you are. You just became fugly to me. Now she's got this other one now.
The minute they walked in your joint, they could see you were a man of suspicion, a crooked lawyer, so slimy. Oh, just what the FBI find. Rudy, this must be such a pain.
All right, enough of that. You get the point. And then she did it. This one is probably the worst of them all, where she dressed up in all these different costumes and pretended she was.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Told the march on the Capitol.
It wasn't me.
Saw me fist bump the crowd.
It wasn't me.
Even lied after the coup.
It wasn't me.
Heard me talking about Q. I love America, caught me red-handed, inciting a deadly coup. America caught me red-handed, tweeting where Pelosi went to.
How could I forget that I'll be...
All right, enough. I can't take this shit. I cannot take this shit anymore. JG Bopar says maybe related to AOC. Maybe. I don't know. But it's just such a goddamn shame when you see a girl that actually could be pretty cute, has some talent with singing, and then she goes and she wastes it by being this waste of fucking oxygen. God damn. It's like... It feels like a lost opportunity cost whenever you see a chick like that, doesn't it? It feels like, man, all this potential and you had to go do this. It's like if you're valedictorian, your kid's valedictorian of their high school class, they get a free ride to Harvard, and then by the end of sophomore year, they're flunking out because they got addicted to fucking heroin. That's what having a chick like this is like. And I don't mean having a chick like this. I just mean like a chick like this fucking existing. It feels bad. It feels bad. The Alabastard is in here. What is up? Good to have you back in here. Let's see. My Telegram says been inactive for 5 months. Shit, I don't know if I've been inactive for that long. I don't really use Telegram all that much, to be honest. I know I need to start using it. I am a Luddite. I like to, pick up my rotary phone and dial it, hear the ring, 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 and to me, that is newfangled technology. So I'm not very big on social media. I don't use social media very much, but I will admit I do need to step my game up and get on Telegram and use it more often. But if you send me something, I will check it, and I know to check it. I don't think to. I'm off like riding motorcycles and shooting guns and shit, you know? Like, what do I want to be sitting there at a computer for? The Alabastard says, wow, what did I pop in on? Cringe leftyism is what you popped in on. Cringe leftyism. Barracuda says they are needle junkies now. Hunter Biden is giggity. Holy shit, Barracuda. Barracuda, I hope you do stand-up comedy because you are delivering those lines all the fucking time. Let's see. This Tessian Rousseau says this is beyond cringe. It is the cringiest of cringe. It is so cringe. Red Maintenance Man says, right, neighbors probably hate me because this shit's playing. Oh my god. Let them hate you. If they don't like this based Americana, then let them hate you. They're not good fucking neighbors anyways. Sensei of Songs says, my song sounds so much better after hearing that bitch. Needles on a chalkboard also sound a lot better than that bitch. So I hate to say this to you. I haven't heard your music, but the bar set pretty low with this one. That one set the bar pretty low. Robert Whaley says, I wish I was a liberal and didn't have a job so I could make TikTok videos all day. Well, you could be like me and have a job at a college university that suspends you because they find out your YouTube channel is based America, and then they hire a law firm to investigate you and put together a 337-page case against you. I'll be fighting that soon. I don't want to talk too much in detail about that, but I just saw their case against me, and holy balls! Again, I should watch what I say. Because legal ramifications notwithstanding. Let's see. The Alabaster says, "Why do you think I married an engineer? I know so much about computers as a goose knows about God. Oh, as much about computers as a goose knows about God. I know." Let's see. Randy Marsh says, "Fuck Seth Rogen. You see that in the corner? It says he says we stop complaining about cancel culture. We do need to stop complaining about cancel culture. We do, because it's not cancel culture. I have no problem with cancel culture. I have a problem with the fucking standards. I have a problem that the standards are set by this neo-Marxist postmodernist ideology. If we want to go back to Joseph McCarthy's cancel culture, bring it on. I'm all for it. I'm all for bringing that anti-communist cancel culture to America. It's the standards that matter. It's the standards that matter." Tracy James says, "Damn, Ram, I hope you shred them." Oh, I am. I'm going to. We gonna have some fun with this. I was talking to my union rep about it today, and she was like, now they're gonna try to she was like, now don't let them intimidate you. And I just paused for a minute. I was just like, do I sound like somebody that gets intimidated? And she just laughed her ass off. Was like, no, you don't. So we're going to have some goddamn fun with this one. We're going to have some goddamn fun with the people trying to cancel me. We will see how that plays out. Might just flip those tables around a little bit. The Alabaster says, the only mistake McCarthy made is that he stopped. I said those exact same words about 40 minutes ago. If you were in here on time, you would have known that, Alabastard. I'm just fucking with you. And let's see. This now. This bitch walking her dog. The dog is wearing a mask.
Wonder, what is going on inside?
Look at that. Mask on the dog. These people are a fucking cult. Mask on a dog. Somehow that feels like animal abuse, the same way that this whole transgender children business is child abuse. Why would you ever put a mask on a fucking dog? And John Cena, the last of our Clown World commentary is going to be John Cena, who, he doesn't even look like he used to be like shaved head, jacked up, former wrestler. Now the dude looks like he's on a full soy vegan fucking diet. He's grown his hair out like a fucking pussy, and he looks like I don't know. He looks like a shell of his former self. And he has sold out to the CCP, even learned fucking Chinese to get on his knees so that he can suck dick in Mandarin. If it'll play.
你好，中国，这是赵西娜。我必须说，现在，在《速度与激情》中，我做很多采访，很多。所以在一个采访，我有一个错误，所有人问我，如果我可以用中文，速度与激情就人给我很多资讯 information，所以很多采访，很多 information，我有一个错误，我必须说现在就是很重要。
Very, 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 very important. He loves and respects China. China, the communist slave state. He loves and respects them. If you ever wondered who would have gone along with Nazi Germany, anybody who supports China fits that bill to a fucking T.
爱更尊重中国跟中国人，我很抱歉对我的错误，对不起，我很抱歉，你必须了解，我很爱。很尊重中国跟中国人。
And this was all because he referred to Taiwan as a country, which they fucking are. They are a country. JG Mopar says, is that pussy controlled by the CCP? Apparently. It's probably the fact that he can't get movies made here in America, because all of his movies here in America, we all look at them and we think of they're like C movies, and he probably makes bank out in China, and he's like, and he's probably spent all of his money on hookers and blow, and so he needs to get more fucking CCP movies made, and so he's got to get down on his knees and suck that Xi Jinping dick, and he has to do it in Chinese. He's got to fucking thank Xi Jinping for that facial in Mandarin, fucking Cantonese, 8 different fucking Chinese dialects. Go ahead and thank them for that Chinese dick, you fucking pussy. Oh, God. Tracy James says, weak-ass loser. The Alabaster says, as a fitness pro, this is extremely disappointing. Yeah, doesn't he? I mean, he does not look like... I wouldn't even recognize that this is John Cena. I would not even recognize him. The way that he looks now versus the way he used to look. And this man says, Taiwan. Robert Whaley says, Fast and Furious 9, another movie I won't be watching. Anyone after the original, I don't think there was any point in watching. I saw the original Fast and Furious. I was like, oh yeah, that was fun when I was in high school. And then after that, it was just, all right, this is kind of lame. Although Jordana Brewster is very, very good looking. More live editing. I've got to, hold on. We got to fix this shit right quick. Let me, more live editing, because what would this show be if I wasn't always fixing my screen? All right. John China, Spanish for China. Translated to Barracuda says, translated to, I have small American penis, no threat to you. Great South Park line. Great episode of South Park. An American, so penis so big. Us, we are so small, so small. Jelly Chow, what's up? Good to have you in here. Says, hey, sorry, sorry so late. Had an errand to run. Hello, fellow patriots. Good to have you back in here. Randy Mars says, John Cena in Chinese. I love your time. I'm sorry, we Americans. I love your time. Holy shit, you guys are fucking nuts. I love seeing you guys say what up to each other in the chat. It's the Revved Up Rebel Nation is a fucking big family and a growing family. We need to keep this motherfucking family growing. We need to keep it growing. All right, so we are going to get in now to our, I don't even call it the intro anymore, our intermission. I'm going to hit that intro song, take a quick little 30-second intermission, and we will be back with our leading stories.
Let me tell them who I am. Well, how damn, I'm a man. 6 shooters in both my hands. I'm a cold-blooded brother, a real bad mother. Watch out, honey, here I am.
All right, Robert Whaley says, just tried to put a mask on the salty tiger. He scratched the shit out of me. Gotta go get stitches. Fucking hilarious. You guys are fucking lunatics. JG Wilpar says, 80s wrestling was awesome. No PC bullshit back then. Yeah, I know, exactly. I mean, even The Rock, I think The Rock used to be based. There's that video of him coming out and calling out Hillary Clinton, calling her like a corrupt bitch and all this shit and acting all fucking tough. And then Hollywood just whipped that motherfucker into shape, and he is now pretty much a leftist at this point. Robert Rose says, Davis in the Love. Yes, go check out Davis in the Love. They got a new album, just came out today, new music video out called Wild Man. And Davis in the Love does the theme song for this show called Hot Damn. Check that shit out. Very, very awesome. Barracuda says they unleash a virus, and he apologizes for calling Taiwan. But yes, Taiwan, even still. They release a virus that shuts down this entire fucking planet, which, I mean, well, you didn't need to shut down the fucking planet over COVID-19. The survival rate of COVID-19 is insanely high, so it was way overblown, the reaction to it, but nonetheless, we are going to talk, that's one of the stories we're going to be talking about today, is Anthony Fauci now coming out and saying, essentially, that they did, in fact, fund gain-of-function research, and it very well could have come from the Wuhan laboratory. Surprise, motherfucking surprise. Never saw that coming. We've only been saying that since, I don't know, day fucking 1, but, you know, we got banned from YouTube for talking about it. We got banned from Facebook for talking about it. We got banned from Twitter for talking about it. We got banned from social media for going against the CCP, WHO, and whatever our thing here in America is. The CDC, going against anything that they say, which we were all finding out was based on lies. Now, I should have probably had this in the Clown World commentary, but there's one real quick story before we get to it. Biden's YouTube town hall on vaccination kicks off with a man in full face of makeup asking Biden about skincare products. Look at that. Look at that pathetic excuse for a man. I mean, we all know. We can't. That's almost giving him too much goddamn credit. Look at that thing, though. Look at that thing. Fucking lashes done. Fucking lipstick on. Fucking all that face powder, whatever the fuck you call it. So Joe Biden and Mr. Fauci. I'm not even gonna call him a doctor anymore. That guy has lost so much fucking credibility. I won't even call him a doctor anymore. Joe Biden and Fauci held a YouTube town hall on COVID-19 vaccination Monday, and virtually no one and virtually no one tuned in to watch the 81 million vote recipient mumble for 9 minutes. I know. I'm sure it got ratioed to hell, and YouTube scrambled to get rid of a lot of those down toots and maybe boost his up toots a little bit. So the town hall kicked off with a man with a full face of makeup asking Joe Biden about skincare products. And this is just, it's our President Clown World. He is now officially the president of Clown World. If it will play.
If you were to be stranded on a desert island and you had to bring one product with you, a skincare product that you might really love, what would it be?
Some sunscreen.
There we go.
Welcome to the YouTube Town Hall.
Right. We're done watching this. We have gone about as far as we could possibly go into a Joe Biden video. 12 seconds. That is 2 seconds longer than I have ever been able to go into a Joe Biden video. But there we have it. Joe Biden, his media team, the White House press corps decided, or whatever, his press secretary decided that some fagaloon makeup artist getting on there and asking about skincare products was the ideal way to kick off a town hall on COVID vaccinations. These people are a joke. They have turned our country into a joke, and rumor has it that come June, Joe Biden is going to be meeting with fucking Vladimir Putin. I would pay like Burning Man ticket prices just to be a fly on that wall. Just to be a fly on the wall of watching Joe Biden get absolutely run over by Vladimir Putin. Now, of course, do I want a president of America that gets run over by the president of fucking Russia? Hell no. But unfortunately, that is what we have, and we've got to hope that Biden fails because his agenda is fucking terrible. I mean, when it comes down to it, if I have to pick a side of Putin or fucking Biden, you backed me into a corner, motherfuckers. You backed me into a corner. Geriatric Joe versus fucking, Pooty Poot's a fucking dictator. He's not a good man. But at least they are training their fucking 6-year-olds to break down and reassemble AK-47s blindfolded in the fucking snow because at least they understand manhood in Russia. At this point, if you can understand basic gender differences, then you got my support over this woke Joe Biden fucking administration. Let's see. Barracuda says Biden's advice was it puts the lotion on its skin. Yes. Yes, that was the Biden response. It puts the lotion on its skin. It puts the sunscreen lotion on its skin. Yes, exactly. Sensei of Song says, I always make sure to down to every White House video. They stop notifying me. I will still go there and do it. If that is all I can do, then it's my duty. Exactly. We are fighting this war on the digital fronts at this point. Let's see. They probably keep Biden in the pit. Yeah. Probably keep Biden in the pit. Yeah, he's the one that they send the lotion down to. He probably says it for himself. Joe grabs those muffins. Charlie Charles says Russia and China encouraging men to be men while American left wants to feminize ours. Yes, and it all comes down to the fact that feminism wanted women to be anything a man can do, I can do better, and that women can do everything men can do as well. And when that proved to not be true, what do? Well, like any leftist, what you do is you drag down the top. So you make the men more feminine, more effeminate. And then all of a sudden the women can match that masculinity because that's how they get equality. That's how they reach their equity, is they have to cut down the tall trees so that everything is the same. That is their mode of operation. She says, feminazis have destroyed not only men, but women. I mean, yeah, they destroyed women before they destroyed men. I mean, women were the first target. Yeah, feminazis are the fucking worst. It's... I don't want to go down that path right now. I don't want to go down this rant about feminism. We're already running late, and I got stories to cover. The main story that we wanted to talk about today, though, was critical race theory in schools, and that is an issue that is heating up, and we are actually starting to gain some serious ground on our side for fighting this critical race theories in the school. And I mean, that's the school that I was working for. They were trying. It was stated many times that they were going to turn the department, a film department, into an anti-racist department. Now, I'm sitting there like, okay, aren't you supposed to be teaching kids how to use cameras and lights, not indoctrinating them with Marxist critical ideology? But no, because when it comes down to it, practical application of an education comes secondary to the indoctrination of an ideological cult. So, Maine School Board bars anti-critical race theory parent from attending granddaughter's graduation. And I'm going to read more of this story than I do most stories just because this dude who got banned showed some very base tendencies. And, there we go. He showed some very base tendencies, and it is good to celebrate the people that fight back and fight back hard. So, a father from an affluent town in Maine is barred from attending his daughter's graduation ceremony after publicly criticizing the local school board. On May 15th, police handed father Sean McBrady a prohibitive conduct warning, informing him that he is no longer allowed on local school district property. McBrady needs clearance from the district superintendent to attend on-campus events. Violation of this order could result in arrest. McBrady told the Daily Wire that the conduct warning was served because of his ongoing fight with Cumberland's Maine School Administrative District School Board, which began in June 2020. Following the death of George Floyd, MSAD 51 Superintendent Jeff Porter and the district's Equality Leadership Committee emailed out an equity statement. McBrady, who described himself as publicly apolitical prior to his school board fight, said that he found the email incredibly divisive and partisan. I guarantee you he is not in any way, shape, or form publicly apolitical at this point, because the left has that tendency to piss somebody off and get them very riled up for the right-hand side. In a culture that continually reinforces... Oh, so this is the letter that they wrote. In a culture that continually reinforces white supremacy, justice can only be achieved when we confront and repair the anti-blackness woven through every aspect of our society. In our homes, our schools, workplaces, communities, places of worship, and government, the email reads. Places of worship, because yes, they have to go after the churches, because the church is the cornerstone of Western civilization, and they have to bastardize and corrupt the churches in order to fully transform this society into the neo-Marxist woke land that they are trying to turn us into. The email received backlash from community members, including McBrady, who found the terminology used to be offensive and partisan. Following complaints, the superintendent emailed parents encouraging them to stay open-minded to the partisan teaching. No. And I'm glad they did not stay open-minded to this critical race theory, Marxist indoctrination ideology. The committee's statement earlier this week reflects its mission to educate all stakeholders on the equity is a I should read this in my NPC voice. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read this in my NPC voice. The committee's statement earlier this week reflects its mission to educate all stakeholders that equity is a dynamic system that addresses past and present racial inequalities and constantly evaluates conditions to ensure that all people have unhindered access to the resources and opportunities that enable them to thrive, Porter said. This being said, I realize not everyone is going to receive this message in the same way it was intended. I always recognize that some of the terminology may have felt confrontational, such as white majority and white supremacy. Sorry, guys. I know that's annoying as fuck. I won't do that for any long segments like that, but holy shit. These NPCs, they all talk the same, they all sound the same, because they are all just replicated copies of each other. They are just walking avatars of an ideology. In the same email, Porter announced that the school district had hired Boston-based Community Change Incorporated, a diversity, equity, and inclusion consulting firm. The firm holds far-left views and advocates for the destruction of capitalism. Is it just me, or does the destruction of capitalism as a race-based notion seem rather racist in and of itself? Because capitalism is a merit-based, it's a meritocracy. It's a meritocracy. So when you're saying that capitalism is the reason why blacks and people of color, these BIPOCs that have been so oppressed, cannot thrive under capitalism, are you saying that in a meritocracy, these minorities are not able to stand up to the white people? That kind of makes you sound like a white supremacist. When you use race and anti-capitalism, that kind of seems racist in and of itself because of the implications that has. So McBrady told the Daily Wire that by September, he had become an active parent at school board meetings and was advocating for increased transparency in the curriculum. The father said that the father of two said that he knew what critical race theory was and became fearful that Community Change Incorporated would promote the divisive theory in the classroom. McBrady claims that the school board's equity lead, Ann M, I'm just going to call it M because I can't say that name, tried to silence him and others for opposing critical race theory. At one meeting, a community member used a 3-minute comment period to recite the Pledge of Allegiance. Maximovich, let's just call it that, Maximovich refused to stand for the pledge, and McBrady snapped a picture. Now, this is where the shit gets based. This is where this shit gets real based. The father posted the picture on Facebook and Twitter. On October 19th, McBrady printed the picture onto a small canvas and placed it on his lawn with a floodlight. McBrady said that he knew Maximovich would drive past his house and see the picture on the way home. So he knew that she was going to drive past his home, put that up there, put a floodlight on it, and I don't know if you guys can see that sign right behind it that's also in his yard, but that says Trump Pence. That says Trump Pence. Apolitical no more. So Maximovich claimed that the picture was no longer a form of free speech, but a form of harassment. The school board, because it targeted her, and she is a public official, she has to answer to her political statements. It reminds me of the whole thing about feminists. They want the power of men. They want the power of men, the privilege of women, and the responsibility of neither. That whole sort of idea flows through all of leftism in general, where they want the power, they want the power, they want the privilege, but none of the responsibility. That is essentially leftism in a nutshell. So Maximovich claimed that the picture was no longer a form of free speech, but a form of harassment. The school board member came up to McBrady's door and asked his wife to remove the sign. Instead, he opted to get an even bigger sign. Look what that motherfucker did. Yes, you do not fuck with MAGA. You do not fuck with based Americans. You do not fuck with patriots. We will fuck your world up. We will not care. Look at that. He made a big fucking sign out of wood. He blew that up, made a big fucking picture of it, put the lights on it, put more American flags, put more Trump Pence up there. He said, "Fuck you." That is what we love. That is what we love. This dude needs to win National Father of the Year award. This is Father of the Year right here. So, in a GoFundMe to counter harassment of school board members, Maximovich said that the Cumberland Police Department served her with a criminal trespass warning for being on McBrady's property. That bitch, she went up there and tried to get that sign removed, went to the fucking house, knocked on their door, started making a stink, and she got fucked. This is the kind of story that I love to read. Hold on, guys. I'm actually getting a tear to my eye right now. I'm tearing up a little bit. Now, this is amazing. This is fucking awesome. So, being a responsible adult, I left a note asking for the sign to be taken down and informing them that it was harassing to me. Nobody cares about your fucking feelings. Go to your cry closet, bitch. And you come around here, I'll go to my fuck around and find out closet. And guess what? You want to fuck around? You'll find the fuck out. So, it was harassing to me. Oh, yeah, that's because you are trying to indoctrinate their kids and they don't fucking like it. She goes, I returned the following day and spoke with the wife of the sign's owner. By that afternoon, CPD had served me with a criminal trespass warning. Yeah, because the wife is probably based too. She thought she could go around the husband and fucking emotionally manipulate the wife. That wife probably pulled out a shotgun and told her to get fucked. Love it. Love it. The fighting continued between the school board and McBrarity for months. By January 2021, McBrarity removed the sign of Maximovich and focused his efforts on filing Freedom of Information Act requests to reveal the scope of critical race theory in MSAD 51 schools. Based, fighting, taking it back. So he's going to publicly humiliate her, and then he's going to go forward and get him in the legal sphere. That's how this is done. That's how this is won. That is how we do it here. McBrarity said that despite threats of being arrested, he fully intends on attending his daughter's graduation on June 6th. Yeah, you're not gonna keep that base motherfucker out of there. What are you gonna do? You're gonna send him a fucking memo telling me that he can't go to his own daughter's graduation? You think that man is gonna listen to a word you have to say? Hell no. Hell no. Sorry, I just realized that that comment had been sitting up on the screen for quite a while there. Sorry there, Barracuda. I just gave you the limelight. For quite a while there. Now, this is where it gets even hilarious. Porter told the Daily Wire that reporting on McBrarity's fight with the school board is reckless because he deems the father someone who is unstable. Porter claims that McBrarity can attend the graduation pending his conduct. I did respond to Mr. McBrarity that his request to attend graduation was pending his conduct between now and graduation. That dad's going to show up anyways. But this dude, Porter, the superintendent, tried to tell the Daily Wire that reporting on this story was reckless because he deemed the father as being unstable. No, motherfucker. You deemed that this was reckless because you knew it was going to wreck you. And that is exactly what it is doing. I have been keeping one eye in the chats here and seeing that everybody in here is cheering this the fuck on. Old man is in here. What is up, old man? So everyone's saying awesome. This is great. This is great. Sensei of Song says, that's fucking sweet. Buoy trap that shit with cameras. Gotcha, bitch. Yes, exactly. Robert Whaley says, libs can't handle criticism. They call it harassment. Yeah, and then they turn around and they try to ruin everybody else's lives when they violate their standards. That's what they do. I mean, you see these Antifa fucktards, these fucking 90-pound soaking wet pussies. They go out there and they burn down buildings. They swarm cars. They beat people up with batons and sticks and throw Molotov cocktails, and the second somebody stands up to them, they curl up on the ground and they scream, stop, you're oppressing me, stop, you're oppressing me, police, police. When you're done helping me, defund yourselves. That's what they fucking do. Barracuda says, fuck around and find out. Closet 50 Shades of Revved there, baby. Yes. Yes. I do have a fuck around and find out closet. It is a closet that is nothing but guns and ammo. It is my arsenal, and I call it my fuck around and find out closet. But yeah, 50 Shades of Revved up. Yeah, I love that. That's 50 Shades of Revved. I love it. That's fucking awesome. Barracuda, I might need to get you to I might need to get you to co-host this show just for the color commentary. Holy shit. Maintenance Man says, complaint box is in the compost pile with the rest of the shit. Yeah. Randy Marsh says, pray for the Kenosha Kid. Oh, yes. We are big supporters of the Kenosha Kid here at Revved Up. I hope that kid gets all charges dropped and then is able to sue for being wrongly imprisoned and wrongly put through all of this. And I hope it's the parents of the people he killed that has to pay that bill. The pedophile, the burglar, and the wife beater. But more on the critical race theory. So, of course, it's not all victories right now. This is an ongoing fight. And University of Central Florida has just created a social justice graduate degree. In other words, a barista degree. They have created their new barista degree, and you just go into the social justice major to get your barista degree. So the University of Central Florida created a graduate degree program and communications track focused on social justice. You know what? I think we pretty much get that. I think we pretty much get this story. I don't need to read this. We are running short on time, so I am not going to get too far into that story. But absolutely ridiculous. And now, this isn't just our universities, because we also have, like I said, Obama weaponized our entire federal government, and that has only been reinstituted. That weaponization of the federal government, that demoralization of our federal government into this neo-Marxist theory has only been reinvigorated under Joe Biden, and we have this leaked State Department memo indicates official support for Black Lives Matter agenda. This is from Human Events. A source within the Biden State Department wishing to remain anonymous has shared with Human Events News a document that indicates that all U.S. diplomatic and consular posts are being encouraged to display shows of support for Black Lives Matter on Tuesday, May 25th, the one-year anniversary of George Floyd's death. Oh, today's the one-year anniversary of George Floyd's death. Let's go ahead and take a moment of raucous applause for Derek Chauvin. Yes, Derek Chauvin. Good job. You got that piece of shit off our streets. Imagine what would have happened if he had gotten behind that wheel, nodded off on his fentanyl overdose, and run over a group of kids on the fucking sidewalk. Good job, Derek Chauvin. Let's give our show a support. No moment of silence. Moment of applause. Moment of hooray for our police. Yes, hooray for our police getting that piece of shit off the streets. No apologies. Let's see. So, George Floyd's death. So the memo reads in part, the department supports the use of the term Black Lives Matter in messaging content, speeches, and other diplomatic engagements with foreign audiences and to advance racial equity and access to justice on May 25th and beyond. We encourage posts to focus on the need to eliminate systemic racism and continued impact. Blah, blah, blah. So the memo, which is part of a woke statement on social justice, part an apology for U.S. actions, and part an endorsement of all BLM materials, expressly encourages the display of the BLM flag or banner at U.S. facilities, except on the actual flagpole that holds the American flag. I'm surprised they're not trying to fly the American flag below the Black Lives Matter flag at this point. It reads in part, this cable constitutes a blanket written authorization for calendar year 2021 from the Undersecretary for Management to display the BLM flag on the external-facing flagpole to any chiefs of mission who determine such a display is appropriate in light of local conditions. Despite the documented actions of BLM protesters during the riots of 2020, and despite the New York Times reporting that their organization's declining popularity with American voters, our federal government is nonetheless deciding to endorse and promote an organization with admitted Marxist roots as one having ties to our official foreign offices. Now, of course they don't care that the majority of Americans do not support Black Lives Matter, do not support this ideology, because they also don't care that the majority of Americans voted for Donald J. Trump. Majority of Americans voted for Donald J. Trump. They did not care about that, so why the fuck would they care if the majority of Americans do not support Black Lives Matter? But we now have, in my home state of Georgia, I love seeing this. This is from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. They do a little bit of gaslighting in this, but it's the overall message that they are reporting on the sentiment in Georgia that is very encouraging. And the title is, Opposition to Critical Race Theory Intensifies in Georgia. The superintendent of schools in Cherokee County issued the latest volley against a perceived threat that has drawn the attention of the state's Republican leadership, saying an academic construct known as critical race theory will not be taught in classrooms. In a meeting that drew hundreds, with hundreds left outside after the school board meeting room reached capacity, Superintendent Brian Hightower addressed a local debate of an issue that has flared up across the country. The school board voted 4-1 with 2 abstentions to approve a resolution to prohibit implementation of critical race theory and the 1619 Project, a New York Times project that put slavery and black contributions to democracy at the center of American history from being taught in Cherokee schools. See, they're still gaslighting on what critical theory in the 1916 project is, so AJC is still ass-ho, but they voted it down on the spot. On the spot, it was announced that in Cherokee County, this shit will not be taught. And Cherokee County is, I believe, northwest of Atlanta. It's a little bit northwest. I think it's like out past Kennesaw, I believe. Cherokee County is also the county where the voting machines went down for about 3 hours on November 3rd. So our intentions have been wildly mischaracterized, Hightower told the crowd, saying there was never an intent to use the academic theory in classrooms. He added that the district would not be implementing a diversity, equity, and inclusion program as planned, but he said that the district was committed to social emotional learning program to address mental health and rising youth suicide rates. As he spoke, people from the boisterous crowd booed him. "Liar," one woman yelled. Yes. Yes. These people are starting to feel the wrath. These people are starting to realize that they are not the only ones. Their Antifa Black Lives Matter rioters are not the only ones that can be injected with a little bit of piss and fucking vinegar. We are all piss and vinegar at this point. We are revved up, we are rowdy, we are raucous, and we are not backing down for shit. No. You gotta love that. They had a capacity of 400 people. That got filled out. They had an additional 250 people outside. All there, all based parents there to make sure that this critical race theory bullshit was kept out of their schools. We are getting engaged. We are getting involved. We are putting our foot down, and we are saying no to this bullshit. And that is so fucking great to see. Even furthermore, now this isn't Cherokee County, but in Cobb County, several parents spoke in opposition to critical race theory during public comments at that district's Thursday school board meeting. One parent referred to the theory as educational terrorism, while another said it teaches white students that they are bad because they are oppressors and that black students can't get ahead because they are oppressed. And then from the superintendent said, "As long as I am superintendent, I will commit to keeping any theory or curriculum which is not part of Georgia's standards out of every Cobb County School District classroom," Cobb Superintendent Chris Ragsdale said in a statement sent to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution Thursday evening. This is how we fucking win. This is how we do it. As the crowd outside chanted their opposition to critical race theory, people inside took turns at the rostrums. People like John Peterson, 19, supporting the theory. He said that the Fuhrer drew people there was driven by a rumor that was started by Fox News and by social media posters associated with QAnon, a discredited far-right conspiracy theory. Jesus Christ. QAnon never had shit to do with critical race theory. They are grasping at fucking straws, and the fact, I don't know anybody that's still into QAnon. I don't know anybody that still follows that shit. And the fact that they are still trying to bring that out as a way to discredit right-wing movements, oh, this is QAnon. Oh, come on, get fucked. That is a tired line. That is a tired line. That shit is done, dead, and gone for. Absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. So, raucous applause met people who spoke against the diversity, equity, inclusion program. Several who spoke in favor of it were booed so loudly that an official had to interrupt the meeting asking for calm. Oh my God, I love it. I love to see this shit. I love to see it. I love it. And so now even Rutgers. Now this is a win at the college level, which, you know, we've seen some wins at the K through 12 level, which is good, but to see some wins at the college level is real good because the colleges are where this stuff all originated. It is where it has taken root. It has taken the deepest roots at the college level. And so Rutgers Law drops a policy requiring student groups to promote critical race theory. So 6 months ago, Rutgers Law School Camden Students Bar Association passed an amendment that forced student groups to promote critical race theory if they wanted to receive student government funding. I'd be like, fuck you, we'll have a bake sale. fuck you. The Foundation for Individual Rights in Education sent a letter to Rutgers University asking them to rescind the requirement, informing the university that such a requirement violated students' First Amendment rights. Rutgers may not condition student organizations' funding on their willingness to host events that address or promote a specific ideology, as the First Amendment requires that public universities distribute student activity fee funds in a viewpoint-neutral manner. And they won. Very, very based. Maintenance Man says, once I start getting into the stories, I don't get a chance to talk to you guys as much. But Maintenance Man says, yep, then I worked at a school for 9 years, maintenance/janitor, then got let go because it found out I was a Trump supporter. Dude, I am in that fight right now. I was working at I'm still employed at a college, but they have suspended me and hired a law firm to investigate me because they found out that I was a Trump supporter. And I am taking that fight all the fucking way. I've got a hearing coming up soon. They put a 337-page investigative case against me. They had transcripts of my videos here from the YouTube channel, screenshots, all kinds of shit. They're gonna find out. They're gonna find out that I will not take this shit laying down. Randy Marr says they took his job. Yeah, well, they're trying to take my job too. Let's see. Maintenance Man says thanks, but it gave me time to grow and jar food. Hunting. Yeah, there you go. Charlie Joe says, good for you, Ram. Bless you, and may you be successful. Yeah, oh yes. Like I said, I got to be careful because I can't talk too much about it, just because, for legal reasons and stuff like that. I don't want to be out here blasting my case around. But there, just certain little things that I can tell you guys, about what's going on. I was telling them, what I want to do. I want to take that 337-page document they made against me. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about, okay, I should probably print this out. And then I was thinking about what that would look like printed out, their case against me. And I was like, that would look like a fucking coffee table book. And I was like, you know what? I should take this and publish it and sell it as a coffee table book and call it Ram Thorburn Goes to College. Y'all want to buy a copy of Ram Thorburn Goes to College? Be fucking hilarious. Sounds like I need a half-Asian lawyer, Ram. Yes, I do need a half-Asian lawyer. I would love to have a half-Asian lawyer, but I don't think I can afford a half-Asian lawyer. I think he's got his hands full with one Steven Crowder right now, who is suing YouTube for being an asshole. Anyways, back to this story. So the New York Times wildly distorts state bills banning critical race theory, claims Republicans want to stop teaching slavery and racism, because we have seen multiple states recently have started to ban this critical race theory bullshit. So Republicans and their parents are revolting against having critical race theory taught to their children, yet Democrats and left-leaning media outlets continue not only to support the theory, but spread falsehoods about those who wish to keep it out of public schools and training. Last Wednesday, the New York Times participated in perpetuating falsehoods against those who are trying to keep children from being taught that America is irredeemably racist and that all white people are inherently racist. In an article titled, Texas Pushes to Obscure the State's History of Slavery and Racism, the Times insists that the move to keep critical race theory out of public schools is a move to ban teaching about the enduring legacies of slavery and segregationist laws, or that any state or the country is inherently racist or sexist. As journalist Christopher Rufo noted on Twitter, this is a USSR-level lie. None of the bills prohibit schools from teaching about slavery or racism. They prohibit schools from compelling students to believe in race essentialism, collective guilt, and racial superiority theory. That is exactly what it is. Cholo says, as a Republican, I will tell you it's not about stopping teaching slavery. It's about stopping teaching the hatred of people and country. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I learned about slavery when I was a kid. There's no problem teaching about slavery. That was history. We don't want to erase history, for better or worse. We need to teach history to learn from history. But we also don't want to bastardize history and change it into something that it wasn't. Robert Whaley says, Crowder has been on the Rubin Report, John Stossel, and the Quartering recently, talking about him getting banned. Yeah, he was also on Michael Knowles. He was on Michael Knowles as well. I didn't know about the quartering, though. I don't watch too much of the quartering. But, so, despite the media's efforts to push CRT on Americans, new polls suggest that U.S. voters overwhelmingly oppose critical race theory, especially in K through 12 schools. A survey by the Competitive Edge Research and released by Parents Defending Education recently found that 74% of respondents are somewhat or strongly opposed to white privilege training and to schools communicating that non-white people are inherently oppressed. That is a massive majority of people. A massive majority of people. So now, I mean, this shit has gone so far that even former CIA Director John Brennan is warning about left-wing rhetoric and Antifa. John Brennan literally voted for the communist member, I think in 1974, literally voted for a communist for president. He was a card-carrying commie, and we all know. Now, to be clear, this is I am not highlighting this article in any way to celebrate John Brennan. John Brennan is one of the worst people in America. So when you have somebody like him even coming out and warning about left-wing rhetoric and Antifa, you know they're going too far. And I think what's going on is the neoliberal establishment is realizing that they wound up a beast that they can no longer control. They were able to control it for a while, as we saw from that Time magazine article where they fortified the election, that they used, that they had the ability to pull the plug on all of the riots, meaning that the neoliberal establishment had that ability. And I think they're at the point now where it is out of their control. It is their caged beast is now on the loose, and it is threatening to bite their fucking heads off. So, former CIA director, I'm not even going to read this. I just wanted to make that point. It doesn't even need to be read. But we need to talk a little bit now about, let's see. So hold on. This is just funny. This is just funny. One last thing. Shooting breaks out at George Floyd Autonomous Zone on the 1-year anniversary of his death. So they have their George Floyd Autonomous Zone where you have to, I'm not going to play this whole video. I'm just going to play a little bit so you can see how ridiculous this is.
Cars have to go through these checkpoints before entering the square where George Floyd was killed. Residents occupied the intersection, and now they defend it as a community space. Police barely enter the...
Notice that subtle music in the background that makes it sound all light and uplifting, and they have that same sort of like... the narration is done with that same sort of tenor as like as like a tech company, a millennial tech company does, that makes everything seem all happy and uplifting.
4 blocks. For many here, this is the definition of a safe space.
Our street! It's exhausting.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see how safe that place is. Because here we have ABC News at George Floyd Autonomous Zone reporting on it today.
Family meeting privately with President Biden. Well, right around that time or immediately after, the governor here, Governor Walz, has signed a proclamation urging residents in Minnesota and Minneapolis to observe 9 minutes and 29 seconds of silence, representing the 9 minutes and 29 seconds that Derek Chauvin knelt on George Floyd's neck. But hold on.
Gunshots.
We're going to check in with Alex in a bit. It sounds like there may be some trouble there in Minneapolis. We're going to check in with them.
Sounds like there might be some trouble there. Yeah, just a little bit. Somebody fucking open fire on your reporter. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, it says, oh, wow. Charlie Charles says, oh, wow, how shocking. I know, exactly. Because, you thug it out, you get thugged out antics. That's just how it goes. You know, just like that Chaz out in Seattle, where they wanted to abolish police and end borders, and then the moment they had their autonomous zone, they put up borders and established their own police, and a very fucking trigger-happy police, for one. They unloaded 300 rounds into that one car that sped in there while they were trying to escape the police. Mag-dumped 10 magazines into that fucking car. These people are nuts. These people are nuts. Oh, and here I go. Got to get back to live editing because I am fucking up my screen as always. As always. What would it be without some live editing on the show? Damn, we're already at an hour and 50 minutes. I did not get nearly everything I wanted to cover, but I want to cover this real quick. Shoot. What do you guys want to hear? Should we talk about COVID or the election? COVID or the election? Give me a quick answer, everybody. What should we talk about before I get? Because I'm not going to be able to get both of them in here. Y'all want to hear about what happened or what's going on with Anthony Fauci, or y'all want to hear about the recounts and the audits? Let me know real quick. If I don't hear, I'm just gonna decide. Election. Andrew Ortiz, what's up, dude? Andrew Ortiz just decided. How you doing, Andrew? Good to see you in here. Yeah, we talked a lot about COVID the other day. Maybe I'll save this stuff for another one. But the Arizona election auditors are about to move back into the Coliseum. Oh, we got mixed. A lot of people are saying the election. So Arizona election auditors moved back into the Coliseum, greatly increased the number of tables for ballot counting and inspection, and will begin again today. They have expanded the audit. It was supposed to end on May 14th. They have, I guess they expanded their lease of the Coliseum. They had to get out, I guess, for graduations. So Arizona is up and ready to begin again and complete its audit of the 2020 Maricopa County election results. Local Arizona Central reported yesterday the audit commissioned by the Arizona Senate Republican leaders took a break for 9 days while graduations were held at the Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum. The Senate contractors, led by Florida-based cybersecurity firm Cyber Ninjas, plan to finish recounting all 2.1 million ballots cast in the county by the end of June when their lease at the Coliseum ends. So they've already got an extension. With nearly 500,000 ballots counted in the first month, the team will have to greatly increase the number of workers or hours or both to meet that goal. The original plan was to finish by May 14th when the break began. On Sunday morning, the contractors moved the county's ballots from a storage building on the fairgrounds property where they were being kept during the graduation back into the Coliseum, and now they have 44 tables set up Sunday in anticipation of ballot counting and 32 for ballot inspection. Far more tables than before the break. Previously, between 16 and 20 counting tables were used at once. They are almost doubling the count. So, Charlie Chell says, good. Heard a county in Georgia is having an audit. Let's audit PA. Yeah, Pennsylvania needs an audit for damn sure. I don't think it's just a county in Georgia. We're about to talk about Georgia in just a minute here. So we have this. A sample of 950 military ballots were recently audited in Georgia, and all of them went for Joe Biden. So yesterday, John Fredericks was interviewed on the War Room with Steve Bannon. There were many nuggets in Fredericks' interview. Another key item discussed involved military ballots. Fredericks said that of 950 military mail-in ballots sampled in a recent review, 100% went to Biden. 100%. We reported previously how the military ballots in Georgia and Michigan were nearly all mysteriously and impossibly for Joe Biden. This has most likely occurred across the country. This is what Democrats think of our military. Of all people to use as fodder for your election malpractice and malfeasance, you are going to use and manipulate our military because they know that most military members are going to support Donald Trump. You might have some people up there, some of those woke generals up in the Pentagon that would have had their vote for Biden because they knew that if they went up there and they made their Green Berets walk around in high heels, and if they made all of their women go get in the front line wearing their pregnancy combat uniforms, that they would be able to hold down that post high up in the Pentagon for as long as this woke ideology subsisted in the Pentagon. But no, the grunts, the regular based fucking soldiers love Donald Trump. So the idea that 950 ballots from the military all went to Joe Biden is absolutely preposterous. Absolutely preposterous. Not even believable for a fucking second. And we also had 6 affidavits from Georgia election witnesses allege 30,000 ballots are fake. Now, I'm not getting too hyped up over this news because we heard a whole lot of information about affidavits from back in Michigan, from Wisconsin, from Pennsylvania, and those didn't go fucking anywhere. So I'm not getting super hyped about this news right here, but it is interesting to hear. Fredericks told Steve Bannon that there are now 6 election witnesses who alleged 30,000 Georgia ballots were fake and should not have been counted. John Fredericks said, we now have 2 state senators, Republicans, Beach and Jones, who are calling for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to be side by side with the forensic analysis looking at these 147,000 mail-in ballots. Were there counterfeit ballots? 6 affidavits now. We had 4. Now there's 6. 6 affidavits of veteran election officials are alleging that up to 30,000 of these 147,000 ballots are fake. Somebody printed them up on a machine and ran them through a vote counting machine that are not real and not attached to anybody. So Georgia is heating up now. We've already got Arizona that is red hot. Let's see Pennsylvania next. Let's see Michigan. Let's see Wisconsin. Let's see Nevada. Let's see Utah. Now, we also have Georgia State Senator Burt Jones may ask the governor to call a special session to consider decertifying November elections if if allegations prove true. Now, remember, this is not just the presidential election. This is also the 2 Senate races, Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff. Which I do not believe. John Ossoff was like a 2-time loser in Georgia. He had the same voice pattern as fucking Barack Obama. He looked like he was trying to be the white Obama, and he got roundly rejected in Georgia twice before finally being able to win in 2020. Something a little suspect about that, just based on who the fucking candidate was. So, radio host John Fredericks joined Steve Bannon in the War Room on Monday morning. John Fredericks reported today that Georgia Senator Burt Jones may call a special session to consider decertifying the vote in Georgia if it is determined that there are ballots that were counted twice. So he says, if Judge Amaro makes a declaratory judgment that counterfeit ballots were there and some of them were counted twice, that's the possibility here. Senator Burt Jones, is going to demand that Governor Kemp hold a special session and that they're going to start decertifying elections. Trump, Biden, Senate race, all of it. All of it. So that's so I am going to save the COVID story for Thursday, the Anthony Fauci COVID story, because I'm sure there's going to be more of that developing over the next 2 days, and it won't really be a stale story by Thursday anyways. Yeah. Randy Marsh says, don't say too much on this, man. Don't want you ghosting us, Ram. Well, I ain't going to ghost you, but, YouTube might try to ghost me. I have 2 strikes on this channel, and one of them expires tomorrow. So I'm hoping if they get me on this video, all I have to do is last until tomorrow before they get me. So let's hope I can do it. Let's hope I can do it. Let's see. Robert Whaley says, Myanmar just ousted their leader due to election fraud. If they can do it, so can we. Yes. Yes. There has to be some level of recourse if it is found out to be true. Now, I'm not saying, YouTube, that it is entirely true. We do not know. But because we are America, because we believe in free and fair elections, we have a curious nature to us. We are just a little surprised that you don't. So, let's see. Sense of a song says faux cheese is gonna suddenly disappear. I know. Something's gonna happen. He's gonna have his Bill Gates moment where he gets excised, and then they're going to try to make him disappear from public consciousness, so he never actually has to face the music for what he has done. Let's see. Chelly Chell says Georgia Senator Warnock was under investigation. No news on that though. Yeah, I heard something about that. I don't know a whole lot of specifics. Andy is up for re-election. Oh, excuse me. Up for re-election in 2022. Hopefully, Georgia votes him out. Yes, hopefully, because he is a absolute radical leftist. Absolute radical leftist. He needs to be voted out. I got a feeling he won't win. Let's hope. I know Vernon Jones and Herschel Walker. They both talked about possibly challenging Kemp for governor, but Herschel Walker, I think, also talked about challenging Raphael Warnock for governor. And Herschel Walker is based, and he is a Georgia icon, based from back from his days in the 80s as a Georgia Bulldog. So I would love to see Herschel Walker take down Raphael Warnock. Yeah, Chelly Chell says, love Herschel Walker. Yes, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the 2-hour point, so please remember to share this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, let people know we are trying to grow to 2,000 subscribers. Get this shit out here. Go follow me on Rumble, on Odyssey, Rumble, Gab, all those other places. And check out, I got the link to my shop working. I've only got a couple shirts up. I am going to work on getting some more stuff out. We need some revved up Rebel Nation apparel in this motherfucker. And as always, rev your engines, ride hard, and fight like hell.